Hey everyone, it's Miss Gibson, and today we're going to discuss a familiar story. We all know about Humpty Dumpty, how he fell down, and well, that was the end of the story. Today we're going to talk about how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. We're going to read After the Fall. It's written and illustrated by Dan Santat, and I hope you like it. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city. But I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time, until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And learned how to fly. Now that we've read After the Fall, we're going to do a Humpty Dumpty art project. So for this project, you're going to need blank paper, you're going to need a pencil with an eraser, and then you're going to need either crayons or markers. Let's get started.
Okay guys, I'm starting with my paper in landscape position with the longer sides at the top and bottom. You can have your paper in whichever direction you prefer, but I think I have more surface area to do our project this way. We're going to start out by drawing a very large circle. It's going to take up pretty much my entire page. I'm going to make it as big as possible. This is going to be our Humpty Dumpty eggshell. So I'm going to find about the center at the top and bottom, because we're going to put Humpty Dumpty into two halves. We're going to make him cracked. So I'm going to pick a spot to start, and I'm just making some jagged triangle looking pieces because this is going to be our cracked Humpty Dumpty. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It doesn't matter if they're even, it doesn't matter if they look the same, because it's a cracked egg. So, this is where we're going to do some erasing. Let me get my eraser. Alright, we are going to erase the centerpiece. Now we have 2 halves for our egg. And if you want to make your top pieces look like they might actually match up, or if they wouldn't, you can arrange that however you want to. So notice my sides aren't the same, that's totally fine. Then, you know, at the end of our book, Humpty Dumpty turns into a bird. So we are going to start in about the center, and we're going to draw a circle. This is going to be a bird's head. We're just going to give our bird some round circles for eyes, and an upside down triangle for a beak. Then for our bird's body, we're going to make kind of an oval. Going to kind of go down to the bottom. You can fix that up if you need to. Then he's going to have some wings. I'm just going to pick a spot to draw some wings, and then I know that I'm going to put the bottom piece of my wings. Just making some little round shapes for that. And a bird probably needs a tail. I'm just going to make that be kind of a triangle shape. You can make it a little fancier if you want to. If you want to even things up a little bit, definitely do that. And then the last thing, Humpty Dumpty is going to need a face. So we're just going to pick a space and give him some circles for some eyes, give him some eyebrows, put his other eye on the other side in about the same place. He's going to have a smile because remember by the end, he was happy that he had overcome his fears and hatched into a beautiful bird. He's got on that collared shirt, so we're going to give him a shirt collar. Trying to even things up on both sides. If they're not perfect, it's totally fine. And remember at the bottom, he has on his jeans. So just going to pick a spot at the bottom. And there is our outline. Now to color our Humpty Dumpty. I didn't want to leave the eggshell totally white. I know in our book he's a little bit off-white, so I'm taking this apricot color. I know it's not really an eggy color, but it is kind of off-white. So it will at least make the top part of our eggshell stand out from like his white shirt. So I'm just going to color over this part. I know it's even hard to see, but it does give our eggshell just slightly different color than the rest of our drawing. Next, I'm going to just color in our bottom section blue, like his pants. And I'm leaving the middle section white because he wore a white collared shirt. So we have his eggshell, his white shirt, and now his pants. Now we're going to color our bird. I'm going to use a yellow for his beak. And then you can pick whatever color you would like. I'm going to go with an orange. You can make a red bird or a blue bird or a purple bird. Remember, you can do this with crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you happen to have handy. It is your creation. Make sure you turn it into something that you like. And there it is, our completed Humpty Dumpty, hatching into a beautiful orange bird. Now, again, you know I like to give backgrounds to all of my pictures, so I'm just going to take any color, I'm using green, and lightly shade in my background, just so it won't be white. You can skip this step if you want, or pick your own color and do it with me. And here's our finished product. We have Humpty Dumpty hatching into a bird. So I can't wait to see yours. Remember, send them to me on Google Classroom or bring them to our next Google Meet. See you soon.
I hope you enjoyed After the Fall by Dan Santat. And remember, life begins when you get back up again.